great. You have to be honest. Losing football games is not nice. But again, with this game, the beauty of the game is you always get, to put it right in the next game, and our next game's a really important game for us. We've obviously reflected on what happened and how we played at the weekend, and we need to do a lot better than what we did. So the next opportunity is a big game for the football club, so I'm really looking forward to seeing our response.
Is the job, we know it's a big job, but because of what's gone wrong this season, is it a bigger job than even you anticipated it was required?
No, not really. I know this is a big job, big club, big expectations. That was one of the attractions and reasons for coming here. I was ready for that challenge. Obviously, when a manager comes into the club with a situation that was there at the time, then obviously things aren't right. So you get time to assess, make your own observations. I think I've been here now long enough to start to make assessments of certain things, and then that's how you formulate your plan to move forward.
In terms of tomorrow night, a huge game in terms of obviously trying to reach the next stage of the competition, which looks like it's going to be the playoff round. But can this be much bigger than that in terms of a good win, a performance, and lift everybody, in terms of the league positions as well? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Obviously, we have the opportunity to progress in the European competition, which is something that this club has been in Europe, but we want to get into the latter stages and progress, and we have an opportunity to do that. It's in our hands. We're going through all the possible permutations and all kinds of scenarios yesterday, and we give up after about 5 minutes and just thought, let's just concentrate on doing our best to win the game. And if we do that, then we can put that to rest for a few months and look to then improve our domestic form, because we've got a really important period coming up with lots of games in a short period of time.
Is that the way you want to use this for the players and say, look, and I know there's going to be a lot of change in the summer, there's a lot of players out of contract in the summer, but this is a huge opportunity for these players to play in Europe beyond Christmas. It's not happened here for 35 years.
No, exactly. And I said that to the players when we got back together after the game against Kilmarnock at the weekend. Is how often do you get opportunities like this in your career? They go by so quickly. I know you've spoken to Craigie, and I'm sure he's thinking it wasn't long ago since he was 18 and about to start on his career. It goes by in a flash, and you can't miss these opportunities. It's a great chance for us at home to get the points on the board that we need to progress, and then it gives us all something to look forward to. I think it'll give everyone a lift, give us a boost going into what is an important period of games for us in the league.
What do you expect though from Petrocub, the Moldovan minnows they've been called? Are they minnows?
No. Look, you can obviously look at their position and look at the points that they've got and underestimate them. We certainly won't be doing that. There's no give-me's in European football. They're there for a reason. And if you look at their recent results, they've been very close games, very tight games. So we're just expecting to turn up and win and roll them over. Then it won't happen. That's not going to happen like that. You have to earn everything that you get on the pitch, and we'll have to earn. We'll have to enforce the way that we want to play onto them, and we have to make sure our cause is greater than theirs, and that has to be reflected on the pitch.
You want a quick start, obviously, to give the crowd, to get everybody on board. Team news, obviously, Lauren Shankland will be back, but who will be missing?
No, Shanks will be back. Yeah, he's eligible. Obviously, we're missing, Frankie and Kings. Beni's done a little bit of training in the last 24-48 hours, so that'll be decision on whether we think Beni's ready to go and it be included. Adam Forrest is obviously suspended and Moose is not eligible, so there's another two. So yeah, the squad will be utilised, and we've got a busy period coming up, but you can never take your eye off the next game because that's the most important one, and this is obviously a really important game.
You mentioned the squad and utilising the squad, and after results like Sunday, fans will naturally ask about younger players. We've seen James and Adam be involved. How far away are the likes of maybe Macaulay and Callum Sandilands from being involved?
Not far.
You're obviously very scathing about the performance on Sunday. Have you detected a sort of positive response within the dressing room since then?
I wouldn't say I was scathing. I would just think I'd give an honest assessment of the performance and how I felt. We were bitterly disappointed with what we produced. It was nowhere near the level of what we expect of this team, this squad, and at this football club. You know, we were well under par. So we have to do better. The players spoke about that afterwards themselves, which was a good thing, which is normal. We spoke as a group when we got back together to train, and we have to move forward. But there has to be an acceptance of where we're at, what we need to do, and we have to do something about it. And that's on all of us as players, staff. That's our responsibility. That's what we're paid to do. That's our job.
Sports have obviously been pretty despondent, particularly on the back of Sunday, and a lot of them feeling the worst. I mean, are you seeing enough within this squad to think they can turn things around?
Yeah. No, definitely. It was one game. It was one performance. I've seen more than enough in my time here with the performances that we've had. If we keep producing that level of performance prior to Sunday, then I'm more than confident then we'll get points on the board and we'll move forward. But that was a red flag on Sunday, and if we produce more performance similar to that level, then inevitable will happen. But that was one game, and even though it was very painful, hurtful, again, you have to put it into perspective. I have to think like a coach, and how do I help the players, and sometimes it is very, very tough. You have to try to remove your emotion as much as possible and concentrate on the process and how do we improve and what do we get better at, and that will be always my job, to help the players to improve and to get better.
It's maybe natural that there will be anxiety amongst the supporters tomorrow night, but you have it in your own hands to go over that.
Yeah, no. Look, when we get the supporters here with us, then this is a very powerful place. It's a very difficult place for teams to come to, and we have to make it uncomfortable Thursday night. But that starts with us. That starts with how we play. If we want to get energy from the stands, then we have to play with energy, and it's a two-way thing. But we've had a great connection here in our home games because of the way we've played. We've been applauded off the pitch here when we've been beaten, and that's because the Hearts fans recognise hard work, humility, commitment, and until Sunday we've shown that. So we have a chance to make sure we're back to who we want to be tomorrow night.
You managed to pull it all together against Omonia and Nicosia here, Neil, got a good result in Europe that night. Do you expect Petrocub to be more physical than they were?
I think that if you look at their last few performances and their results, if you look at even though their leagues obviously having a break finished, they've not conceded many goals in the league. They're tough to play against. They're not easy to break down. They're well coached, and they've got an experienced coach who quite clearly can tinker with certain areas or certain personnel within their system to make it difficult for you. And they like to have the ball. They like to play as well. They've got some good technicians in the team, so we're not underestimating them at all. We give full respect to everyone, whoever we're playing, home or away. Our process of preparing for games doesn't change. So we're prepared as if we were playing Celtic, Copenhagen, Rangers. It's the same, but always with the basic sort of fundamentals of who we want to be as well.
the 100th European tie for the club, so obviously a landmark occasion. So does that almost raise the importance for the players to deliver for the fans tomorrow night?
That's nice. I didn't know that. It would make it a little bit sweeter if we were to do that then on the 100th appearance. But I say we can only focus on the opposition we're playing against and taking care of our business. And at this moment in time, it's in our hands. And if we win, then we will qualify, which is obviously the aim. That was the aim for the club before we started in the competition.
Looking ahead to January, I know there's five number of games between now and the transfer window opening, but how do you approach the window? Is it a case of signing players for the long term, or will you look short term as well?
It's a bit of both, in truth. Obviously, with Stephen Kingsley and Frankie getting injured unexpectedly, and then being longer term ones, sometimes you have to shift your focus. But you're trying to sign players that are obviously going to help you immediately and in the short term, but also that can move the club forward and help you long term. That's not easy in January. You have to get that balance right. But if you look at our squad and where we're at in certain areas of the pitch, then it's been well documented before I arrived of certain areas of the pitch that we need to strengthen in, and I don't think I would be disagreeing with those assessments.
And just on Gerald Taylor, how long do you think before he's back being available for the squad?
He'd still be a little bit of time away yet. He's been on the grass doing a little bit of running. He did a little bit of changing the direction of running today. He's done very minimal ball work at the moment, but that's a positive. He is back out on the grass, but we still expect him to be a number of weeks away yet. No, I think I said at the time when I came in, my immediate focus was to improve performances, and you have to get wins. We've done that. Of course, would we want to have more wins and more points and not be where we are in the league at this stage? Of course we would. But like I say, the busy period coming up, loads of points and games to play, and the league's quite tight around us, and that can look different in a few weeks' time. But we've got to make sure that we're at our best to make that happen.